In page 301, question number 7, triangle XYZ has a vertices الX 6 ونيجاتيف 2.3 والY 7.5 و5 and Z 8 and 4. When translated the X coordinates 2.8 ونيجاتيف 1.3, write the rule to describe this transformation. Let me explain something to you, Fadia, and to the rest of the class. If you want to work with any point, so we have a pre-image, right? And we have a rule, and then we have image. I'm correct? I'm correct?
Yes.
You have a pre-image, and you have a rule, and then you have a image. In case you have a pre-image and the rule, you are going to add. How? You have, for example, 3 and negative 4, and the rule said x plus 1, y minus 2. Okay, so what is the image it will be? In this case, we have a pre-image and we have the rule, then we are looking for the image. How we are going to find the image, grade 7, grade 8? How we are going to find the image in this case?
Negative 4 minus 2.
It will be, we will, yes, we will add, right? So it will be 3 plus 1, it will be equal 4. And what about y? It will be negative 4 minus 2, it will be equal negative 6. Okay? Then this is in case if I have the pre-image and the rule and I'm looking for the image. What about if I don't have the rule? Like this.
Subtract.
Yes. So I have only the pre-image and I have the image and I'm looking for the rule. So we have to subtract an image minus the pre-image. It will be 4 minus 3. Then 4 minus 3 equal how many?
1.
Then 4 minus 3, it will be equal 1, which means you are going to add 1 to x, right? So it will be x plus 1. And what about y? How you will find it? Negative 6 minus negative 4. It will be how many? It will be how many? Negative 2, right? Because we said negative 6 minus negative 4. Then once you have a pre-image and you have the image and you are looking for the rule, you have to subtract. Then I'll back with you to question number 7. In question number 7, what did he say, ya Fadia? He said that the original point was, he gave us the image for x prime, right? So the x was, it was 6,
negative 2.3.
negative 2.3, right?
Yeah.
And he gave us the image. The image was
2.8.
2.8 and what?
1.3.
Negative 1.3, right? Negative 1.3. And we are looking for the rule. Then how we will find the rule now? How we will find the rule? Huh? We will subtract, yes. So it will be 2.8 minus 6. So please give me the rule now. Huh? It will be 2.8 minus 6. Equal how many, grade 8? Equal how many? Huh? Wake up.
3.2.
Negative 3.2, right?
No.
Negative 3. 2.8 minus 6. الimage minus the pre-image. ها make it please and be sure.
لازم نعمل image minus pre-image ولا ممكن نعمل pre-image minus
No,
image
الimage
عادي؟
minus pre-image. Image minus pre-image. Then 2.8 minus 6, it will be negative 2.3. Okay, and then
3.2.
what did you say?
3.2 مش 2.3.
3, yes, 3.2. I'm sorry. Yes, 3.2. What about y? What about y? It will be negative 1.3 minus negative 2.3. Make it please. Negative 1.3 minus negative 2.3. So the answer, it will be equal how many? It will be equal 1. Yes, it will be equal 1. Negative 1.3 minus negative 2.3. So it will be equal 1. Now we have a rule. Okay, then we are going to find the image for the rest of the points. Okay, Fadia? Fadia, you got it?
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, yes.
Oh. Any other question? Then it depends on this rule. We are going to find the pre-image, the image for the rest. So y prime, it will be 4.3 and 6. Z prime, it will be 4.8 and 5. Then once you have a pre-image and you have an image and we are looking for the rule, we have to subtract image minus pre-image. So this was your question?
Yes.
Okay. Nano, you told me another question. Which question you are looking for?
It was 9, but I understood it. خلاص.
You understood now?
I did something wrong, فعشان كده I thought
Okay, okay. And please check the model answer. It will be in your SMS folder for key answer for assignment. Any other question, lovely students? Any other questions? Transformations. Do you know? Do you know what the meaning of combining transformations? What this word means?
يعني we transform the transformation.
We will transform the transformation.
Combine all transformations.
What the meaning of the word combining? If you want to get together, right? Okay. So let's watch, and I'm going to stop, and I will ask anyone to tell me. Okay. So please concentrate. We will start.
Figures in this unit. So transformations can be used to verify that two figures have the same shape and size. There'll be a sequence of translations, reflections, and or rotations that transform one into the other. So we can combine.
So, can you please tell me what is the first part here? Yes, Yareen.
يعني we will make a reflection and rotation and translation all in the same figure?
Yeah, it could be a sequence, like a sequence, right? So the same shape and size, there will be a sequence of translation, reflection, or rotation. That transformation on one into the other is called what is called combining transformations. Let's continue.
Transformations to a figure. We could take a translation and then reflect it. Or we could take a translation and then rotate it. Or take a reflection and translate it. And combine them in different ways. Each transformation is applied to the previous transformation, not the original figure. I'll show you what I mean. We have to make sure to label each vertex correctly, or otherwise we're going to get really confused, aren't we? We need to remember which transformations change orientation. A translation slides, so there's no change in the orientation. A reflection flips, so yes, there is a change in the orientation. It flipped to a mirror image. And a rotation turns. So yes, there is a change in the orientation. It turned to a new position, okay? So remember, reflection is the mirror image. It's a flipped version. Translating is sliding. And rotating is rotating around a center of rotation, a point in the center. That would be his belt here, and he's rotating around it. For this one, it's coming down through his body to his leg, and he's rotating around this way. See? His center of rotation is coming down through his head and his body. Okay? So, the other thing I want to cover real quick is if you don't know what this is, you need to go back to 9.1a and start watching the videos and move forward from there because you're going to be really confused. When you see these little tick marks after the letters, we read it as A prime, B prime, C prime, and it's called prime notation.
So what's the little check above the letter? That means what? Grade 8.
prime اللي هي الإيمج.
Prime.
The prime.
Prime.
That means
الإيمج.
an image. Thank you so much. Yes, and that means the image. Now we are going to take an example. What the meaning of combining transformations? Okay, please concentrate.
Right? It means it's an image, right?
Yes. Yes, someone said miss. Yes.
Miss هو Miss هو with the figure with the prime pre-image ولا الimage؟
Image. Pre-image, this is the original figure, A, B, C. But the image, it will be with prime. A prime, B prime, C prime. Okay, is this your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
So we can do a series of transformations to a triangle by transforming each previous image one time. So we've got our first image here. We're going to do it 6 times.
So in our combining transformations, we are going to transfer figures maybe 6 times. Each time it will depends on the previous step. So in this case, for example, we will triangle number 1. What happened in your opinion to triangle number 1? What happened?
Translation.
Translation? Triangle
Reflection.
1, reflection. Yes, reflection across
X-axis.
x-axis. Yes, very good. Reflection across x-axis. From 2 to 3, what happened?
Translation.
Translation. Very good. Translation. Could you please tell me the rule?
2 to the left. 2 to the left بس.
2 units left. 2.
لا لا
لا.
4.
لا لا لا.
Could you please count with me from point C prime to double prime? 0, 1, 2, 3,
5 units to the
4,
left.
5. Yes, so 5 to the left. Okay, then triangle 3, it's a translation. يعني الimage 4 الimage 4 triangle 2. What about triangle 4? What happened?
Reflection.
Reflection. Could you please don't tell me only reflection. You would say reflection across
Reflection
X-axis.
across
The y-axis.
y-axis. Yes, reflection across y-axis. So if you want to describe any transformation, it's a reflection. So you have to tell me the full sentence: reflection across x-axis, reflection across y-axis, and so on. Okay. What happened from triangle 4 to triangle 5?
Translation.
Translation, yes. Translation. How many units?
3 up, 1, 2 units up. 2
Could you
up,
please-
2 up.
2 units?
5.
Yes, yes. Count with me, please. 0,
4.
1,
4 units up.
3, huh?
2 تحت و 2
لا.
2
Look at
down
4. Look at 4. Look at 4. Okay. We will work with letter C.
Goes to C مش B.
Look at letter C. C. Okay. To reach C double prime or C4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Look at A. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Then what happened from triangle 4 to triangle 5?
4 up.
4 up. Yes. And what about 5 and 6?
Rotation.
Rotation. Rotation with degree
90.
90 degree. clockwise ولا counterclockwise?
Clockwise.
Clockwise, yes. 90 degrees clockwise. If you want to know the degree, did you see C4? Did you see C4, this line? Let me draw it to you. Did you see C prime, C4 and
Yes.
C5? What is the angle between them?
Right,
Right
like
angle.
that.
90 degrees, right?
Right, okay.
Let me draw another one from B to B.
Right angle.
Right
90.
angle. Okay, so if I'm asking about which degree, so it's 90 degrees. You move from one quadrant to the next quadrant directly. Okay, then this is a sequence of transformations, and this is the combining transformations. That triangle 1, it will be 2, and then we will forget triangle 1. We will not deal with it again. Now we have to work with triangle 2. You will follow the order, which is you are going to translate, to reflect, and so on, and then it will be triangle 3. Now, thank you, triangle 2, and we are going to start with triangle 3, and so on. You got the idea for combining transformations?
Yes.
Okay, let's
Yes.
continue.
Miss, how a translation slide were
Yeah.
rotating turns, huh?
Yeah, yes. Where reflection
Where reflection flip.
flip, yes. Any other question? Let's continue.
Can you imagine? So yeah, let's see how we can do this. Here's triangle number 1, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to reflect it across this x-axis right here. So reflecting is a mirror image. We're going to flip it, see? Sorry, my hand's in the way, but let me put the marker down. What we're going to do is we're just going to flip it, see? It flipped. Then we're going to translate it, slide it over to here for number 3. Then we're going to flip it across this y-axis, and it's going to become this way. Look at how it turned the number 1 upside down, but this is really number 4, isn't it? Then we're going to translate it, slide it up here. Then we're going to rotate it 90 degrees like that, okay? So that's everything that we're going to do to this triangle, all right? So number 1, let's look at the coordinates. A is at 5, 4. B is at 8, 4, and C is at 8, 2. So those are the coordinates for the very first one, 5, 4, 8, 4, and 8, 2. So that's what we're going to start with. We want to reflect across that x-axis for.
So please take a note about the original coordinates.
Number 2. Okay?
The original coordinate was,
like
because we want to draw it
4,
together.
and C is at 8, 2. So if you want to
Grade 8. Could you please write the original figure? At the end of the session, everyone will show me what his work. Number 1, the image for the original triangle is A, 5 and 4, B, 8 and 4, C, 8 and 2. Did you write it? Did you write it?
Just 1 minute.
1 minute.
Yalla, quickly. First, the original figure, A, 5 and 4, B, 8 and 4, and C is 8 and 2.
So what should I write? عشان
You have now an original figure. You will write the pair or the points, which we have it, A and B and C, and then you will plot it in the first coordinates. You will plot the original figure. We are going to work step by step together.
Miss, I write transform.
First, plot the original figure, ya Fadia. Plot the original figure and write inside it, this is figure number 1. Okay? Did you plot the points? How many triangles do you have now? Hello?
Yes. 1 triangle.
1 triangle. So write inside it, please, 1. triangle 1. Now we want to reflect this triangle across the x-axis. Then what you have to do? Across.
We will change the sign of the y.
Thank you. We will change the sign for the y, or we will multiply y by -1. Then the second triangle, what are the coordinates for the second triangle? It should be 5 and -4, 8 and -4, 8 and -2. Quickly plot the points for triangle 2. 5 and -4, 8 and -4, 8 and -2, and then write triangle 2. Who's finished?
Miss 1 minute بس.
Now we have triangle 1 and we have triangle 2. يلا grade 8.
Yes.
Mm.
بس يعني we go a graph يعني ولا إيه؟
Yes, you will plot the points. يعني first order you will plot the points for the original figure. Okay? Second, it will be the second, you will cross, you will reflect across the x-axis. For the third step, he said what? He said translate 5 units left, which means we will subtract 5 from the x coordinates. From step 1 or step 2?
2.
From step 2, yes. We will subtract 5 from each one. So 5 minus 5, it will be equal 0 and keep y the same. 8 minus 5, it will be 3 and keep y the same. C, subtract 5, then it will be 3 and -2. Then for third step or third triangle, we have 0 and -4. We have 3 and -4, and then 3 and -2. Type. What is the next step? We will go directly and we will plot the points. Okay, we will plot the triangle for triangle number 3. And then we will continue. What is the next order? The next order, he will say, reflect across the y-axis. How you will reflect across the y-axis? How you will reflect across the y-axis?
Change sign for the x.
Change the sign for x. Yes, we will change the sign for x. Then we will find the order. Yes.
It will be -5 and -4 and -8 and
across that
We will continue here.
for number 2. Okay, we want to flip it down like that. So if you want to reflect across the x-axis, we have to look at our rules. Reflection across x. So we multiply the y value by a -1. If you don't know what these rules are, you need to go back and watch 9.4a, b, and c to learn these rules and to write them down. So this is just real quickie because we've already covered this. So we're going to go across x. We're going to multiply the y value by -1. So each y value, the 4, and the 2, because it's x and y, they're going to be multiplied by -1. So 4 times -1 is -4. 4 times -1 is -4, and 2 times -1 is -2. And the x values just drop down into place. So these right here for 2 are our new coordinates. Let's check it out. Is a at 5, -4? Here's a. It's at 5, -4. Look at that. And see, we labeled it as a prime. B should be at 8, -4. Yep, B is 8, -4, and C should be 8, -2. 8, -2. That's C prime. See? So A prime, B prime, and C prime we've got plotted correctly. Now we want to translate it over to here. Okay? So now we ignore number 1 and we use the values from number 2 to help us do number 3. See? We use the previous one to help us get to the next one. So now to
Understood this part, grade 8? Grade 8.
Yes.
Understood this part? Then for each step, we will use the previous order pair. For each step, we will use the previous order pair. Till the end, till we finish the 5 triangles. Normally, we have already, we made first reflection across the y-axis. Second, we translate the figure 5 units left and reflect across the y-axis, and then translate it 4 units up, and then we will rotate it 90 degrees clockwise. When you will rotate the figure 90 degrees clockwise, what's going to happen? If you want to rotate the figure 90 degrees,
down.
clockwise means positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative. So we will change, switch, and we will change the sign for the second. Did you remember? Switch, yani, for example, if it was 3 and 4, it will be 4 and negative 3, because we will switch and we will change the sign for the second. Okay, so we'll watch only the last part here.
and it's at 0, 0, the origin. B, should it be at negative 3, 0? And it is, it's at negative 3, 0, and C should be at negative 3, 2. And it is, C is at negative 3, 2. See that? So now we've got our new coordinates for 5. And we're going to use these coordinates to help us rotate to get to 6. All right? So we only use the previous coordinates to help us get to the new transformation.
Did you see? The last one, triangle number 5, the coordinates was 0 and 0, negative 3 and 0, negative 3 and 2. Then we want to rotate 90 degrees clockwise, which means we will switch and we will change the sign for the second. Then it will become 0 and 0, 0 and 3, and 2 and 3. So this was our lesson today, combining transformations. I hope that you will do this after the session. Please, you can draw it and you can send it to me. Do you have any question? We have less than minutes. So do you have any question? Do you have any question? You can watch the video for recording session today, and you can watch the original video I posted to you in our SMS folder for videos. All materials are there. So please, if you have any question, don't hesitate to send it to me. Do you want to tell me anything before the end of the meeting?
So do we send the drawing in the group or